Hello, it is MMA Control with Big Verb and Jack Gold MMA. It is a huge week. We have UFC 322 in New York City at Madison Square Garden. The welterweight title is on the line. Jack Della versus Islam. We have Wei Lee versus Shevchenko. We've got some big fights this weekend. How you feeling, sir?
I'm feeling great. I mean, this has got to be one of the best main cards of the year that just every fight is not lacking. There's not one fight you see like, oh, I could do without that. No, I'll take all of them. So if you're a UFC fan, casual or hardcore,
Every fight.
you should be excited for this weekend and you shouldn't have plans.
Yeah, even the prelims. I'm looking at every prelim here and I'm like, dang. These are fun.
Yeah.
And then you get to the main card and you're like, damn.
Yeah, it starts kind of low and then it's just a build up. And it just doesn't stop getting better, kind of. It's kind of, I do appreciate them taking Bo Nickel off the main card, not to be a hater.
No, featured prelims is where he belongs. That's a good spot.
It is. Even though, honestly, when you think about it, Saint Denis and Dariush, I think that is a better fight name-wise. But honestly, I think they'll be pretty similar fights, to be honest with you. But yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, first fight of the night. We've got the Contender Series star from this season, Basingur Sursakayev. He is taking on Eric Makhaniko. Sursakayev is a minus 1,000 favorite. I think it's easy to say here. I'm going with Sursakayev, but I'm going to go with Sursakayev by TKO or finish. We don't have the odds up on that yet, but whatever it is, minus 550, I'll take it.
I can't imagine. I don't even see his odds on DraftKings today. I was trying to find it on DraftKings. I thought it was like an error, and I was going blind.
FanDuel has him at minus 1,000. It's rigged. It's rigged.
That's insane. There's reason why. There's no reason to go into too much detail. It's a layup fight for him to keep building those highlight reels, and nothing's going to change from the Chicago card to this card. I don't think he'll have as much adversity as he had in that Chicago card. I think this will be a round one finish. And yeah, nice little build up for him.
No, I like it. We're both going Sursakayev. Next up, we've got Mateusz Camilo versus Vyacheslav Borshev, Slavaclaws in the lightweight division. I'm pumped for this fight, honestly. Like that first fight, I'm pumped for. It's a good prospect fight. This fight, I'm pumped for because it's going to be nonstop excitement. Either it'll be a banger on the feet where I think Slavaclaws would get the better of it, but more likely, in my opinion, Mateusz Camilo is going to go out there guns blazing, shooting takedowns, going after subs and trying to get Slavaclaws out of there early.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Not really. It's kind of a scary one to bet if you're a gambling guy, I think, because you have, I think Camilo wins. I think he got young. A couple of reasons why. And he's going against an old man, kind of. I don't want to say he's washed up because he has these fights where you see kind of a little bit of what he could have been. You know what I mean? And it just always matters with these kind of old men vets. They just have these nights where they kind of, I don't know, bring back their old selves and, you know, what could have been. I don't think that's going to be one of these fights. I think, unfortunately, he's probably going to get KO'd. Being subbed by McKinney is never a good look. I just
think that's Slavaclaws' weakness. Like we've seen, if people want to stand up with him and fight him, it's going to be a really good fight. But we've also seen the second people get him down, he's a fish out of water down there. And McKinney, to his credit, is a great grappler. Went in the first round, very aggressive. His sub for Asiyam, who's really good now. I think Camilo goes out there and gets a rear naked choke.
Yeah, and they have the blueprint. It's not like he can't get subs. He has the blueprint to win. Hopefully his team's smart, and they just apply it. So I think that, and honestly, his odds aren't that bad. He's minus 175 and might not be a bad parlay piece right now.
I know. I like it. And he's at Extreme Couture. I like it. I think they'll be able to see that read.
I agree with that. Like I said, not a bad pick. It just depends if the old man just has a little fire underneath him. New York lights bring, you know, different elements, brings shit out of people. But let's go with the younger guy.
Next up, we have Fatima Klein taking on Angela Hill. Klein, a minus 520 favorite. Hill plus 340. That is crazy odds to me, but I do think Fatima Klein is going to win. I like her a lot. I think she's an exciting women's prospect, and I think it'll be a decision.
Yeah, I'll be in. The odds are a little crazy, but not too crazy. I mean, Angela's 40. Um, I think she'll be a little more tested this fight than probably her last two. Like, I do think it'll go to the decision. I don't think she's gonna finish Angela Hill, but it's New York. Who knows?
New York.
But this is definitely a fight. Just kind of sit back and enjoy, or take a bathroom break.
Well, the good news about this one, what I will say, is that unlike the next woman's fight on this card and the only other women's fight on this card, these two are going to scrap it out on the feet. They are strikers. They're big kicks, big throws, clinch work. I think this will be exciting, but I think the next women's fight we talk about might be a little bit of a snoozer, and the only snoozer on this card, hopefully. But I think we're both going with Klein.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can't. Hill's 40.
Next up, we've got a really competitive 145 match. We've got Chepe Mariscal versus Pat Sabatini. Pat Sabatini is minus 136. He's the New Yorker, New Jersey guy. Chepe's been a syndicate the last couple weeks. Call me crazy. I love Pat Sabatini here. But the reason I'm saying call me crazy, every time I'm like, oh, I love a guy against Chepe. Chepe beats the fuck out of him. So I think I'm going to throw a little bit of money on Chepe Mariscal here, even though I'm going to pick Pat Sabatini.
I think I'm going to be on Chepe this week. I was honestly a little surprised he was an underdog. I thought he was going to come in as a slight favorite. Both great fighters and well-rounded too.
I might be crazy, but this might be a rematch from the regional scene now. It is.
Yeah, long time ago. It is. But I mean,
No, they never fought. I thought they did, but they didn't. Oh, they totally did.
They did. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, Chepe won by split decision.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, very long time ago. I don't think it really means much, to be honest with you. But you can kind of, I didn't watch it by any means, so you can kind of take that for what it is. But I think I'm gonna go with Chepe. I mean, I think it'll definitely be a close fight. I think, he's like plus 110 on DraftKings isn't too juicy, but juicy enough for honestly this card. Because I see a lot of favorites winning in this card. But if he gets to like plus 120, plus 150 come fight night, I think he's definitely worth putting some decent money on, and by decision isn't a bad bet at all, which I should be. I don't think those odds are out right now. Let me see.
They're not. I'm rocking with Sabatini. I think he's going to out-grapple him. I think since fighting Chepe, he is 9-2. I think he's got it.
And Pat, to his credit, Diego Lopez, obviously that loss has aged amazing. His last win over Brito aged him great. So I mean, it's a definitely good fight, but I just got a weird feeling that Chepe is going to edge this one out for a decision.
And he's never lost. That's the crazy thing. Like, he's beaten Trevor Peek, Jack Jenkins, Morgan Charrier, Damon Jackson, Ricardo Ramos. But now here's the thing with all of those. It's like the Trevor Peek fight was a good fight and he won. That was a great performance. He was losing the Jenkins fight, throws him, breaks his arm. Okay. Lost to Charrier. He lost that split decision. Came in overweight versus Damon, beat him though. Damon Jackson beat the shit out of him, and he took Ricardo Ramos to a decision. I hate that. I think I like Sabatini, and I like Sabatini by sub or decision here.
Not a bad bet. We'll have to go our separate ways this one. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with Chepe. But I completely understand why you would pick Sabatini for sure.
Next up, we've got Kyle Dawkins, the minus 370 favorite over Gerald Meerschaert. Insane odds, but I'm taking Kyle Dawkins in this fight. I think he's going to get the job done.
I don't think it's too crazy. I think he looked great his last come out. I know it was only one fight, so take that for what it is. I thought Gerald was cut from the UFC, to be honest with you.
No, he's alive, baby.
But he loses this one. Unless he's got like 2 more fights on his contract or something, I do think he might get released. But he is a good fill-in for these prelims. Usually puts on a decent show. But I do think Father Time is definitely catching up with him. 37, not the craziest age in the world, but not great. Yeah, I think Kyle is
Fights.
yeah,
A lot of
fight, a lot of
fights.
damage. I think Kyle, even though he's really high right now, I think what'd you say, minus 345, something around there.
70, 370.
Oof, decent parlay piece. And I mean, honestly, when the knockout comes out, check that out. Imagine it's not too better. It's probably like plus 120 or something. You know what I mean? I think he's a good parlay piece for the weekend. I would definitely go. I think Gerald's on his way out. He gets finished. He needs to retire.
Agreed. Next up, we've got Malcolm Walla, Wellmaker, my guy, versus Cody Haddon. Weird odds on this fight. I thought Malcolm was going to come out as like a minus 300 favorite. He came out as a plus 130 underdog and has risen up to a minus 162 favorite. I am nervous because Cody Haddon is a great fighter, but what I keep telling myself is the last two opponents Cody Haddon has faced are not UFC level. Billy Brand and freaking Dan Argueta, retired Dan Argueta, and Billy Brand was 6-1 when they fought. He's 6-4 now. Give me Malcolm Wellmaker to knock this fool out.
You could almost say that about Malcolm's last fight, though.
Yeah, but not beforehand. Bromhold was good.
Literally hasn't won in the UFC.
Bromhold was good. Simon was good. Chase Boutwell was good.
Simon is definitely a good win, but he was getting beat up before that too. That was his third L. So I feel like you could kind of use some of that, apply that to Malcolm. You know what I mean? I think the odds make sense. I think it should be a pick'em fight, to be honest with you, because I think Malcolm. I love Malcolm. Met him in Vegas. Super cool guy. But I think for a lot of these fights right now, he's very reliant on that big punch, that big knockout. I think maybe, and I could be so wrong about this, but I think Cody may be a little more well-rounded. I'm just not sure how much that's going to play into this fight, to be honest with you. Especially when Malcolm seems like he just has that power. You know what I mean? He's just like clocking guys. But my worry is if he's not able to find that, where is he? If it makes it to like round 3, how's Malcolm going to look? You know what I mean? So
I got you.
Because we haven't seen him, a lot of rounds. They're all round 1 knockouts. He had a round 2 in the kind of more regional scene, but Contender Series round 1, first fight night with Cameron Simon, great fight. Knocked him out. Chris, round 1. So we haven't seen him really get tested when you really think about it.
But when you do think about it, Chase Boutwell versus Malcolm Wellmaker. Yes, round 2 finish, whatever.
Yeah.
The first 8 minutes of that fight was Malcolm getting wrestle fucked, getting dogged, and he worked his way out of it, and he knocked this sucker out. I believe.
No,
he's going to knock out.
And I feel that way too. It's going to be a tough one. I think this will be a great fight. Big. I don't want to say a big step up because that's not really true. Big fight for both of these guys. Can't wait to
a next step. A good next step for both fighters.
That's a great way to word it. I'm going to go with Malcolm too. I think the momentum is riding with him. He's all feeling on top of the world. He's going to UFC events, doing shit with fans. His life's changing. He's got that confidence, and the world's giving him a lot of confidence. So I think he's going to come in super confident. Other guys coming from Australia too, going to be under New York lights. I think it's going to be a little pressure for Cody too. Maybe a little bit more for Malcolm than Cody.
I think Malcolm's good though. He's fought 3 fights, back-to-back fights in a crowd. I think he's felt it before. You know what I mean?
I think Malcolm, he's. Well, I think did he fight in Vegas? I think he fought in Vegas, right?
He fought in Vegas.
Yeah.
He fought in Kansas City.
Okay, yeah. So he's been in front of.
Or no, he has not fought in Vegas. He fought. Well, he did. He fought at the Apex. He fought in Atlanta, and he fought in Kansas City. So now it'll be New York.
Okay. Yeah. So I think the pressure may affect Cody a little bit. I'm really interested to see how he looks in a couple days leading up to the fights with the interviews and just kind of how his energy is. This is definitely a lot of pressure going against a guy that's kind of finishing people. But let's ride with Malcolm. Team play. We'll ride with Malcolm. Honestly, with the odds, you can't really beat him. I mean, I think minus 140 right now. So you can't really beat that.
162 on FanDuel, but I'm cool with that too.
Yeah.
Next up, our one and final stinker of a women's fight on this card. We've got Erin Blanchfield versus Tracy Cortez. Now, no shade, but they are grapplers. But Erin Blanchfield is going to get the job done at home. She's going to beat Tracy Cortez by decision, and it's going to be glorious. The minus 245 favorite gets the job done.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I think this is going to be one of those fights where like the grapplings kind of gets canceled. And you got,
And they got to strike out.
they're just jabbing at each other, a little fence work. I do think Erin's going to win. It's not going to be too impressive, her winning, because I feel like she's expected to win this. Because Tracy's like good, but she's not great. You know what I mean? And she never really has been great. She edges out these fights. I mean, barely edges out these fights that she's winning a lot of times. Besides her last fight, I think she confidently won that. But before that, they were really close, man. But I just don't think Erin Blanchfield's that great.
I think she's good, not great. You know what I mean?
Tracy. You know what I mean? So I think he's going to have Blanchfield decision per usual. But like I said, I'm just not going to be impressed if she beats Tracy. I think it'd be really impressive if Tracy edges this out, though. But I think I'm going to ride with Blanchfield with you. I just don't know if Tracy, I don't think her wrestling is better, and I don't know if her striking's too much better. I think both of their striking lacks. I think Tracy looked decent her last fight. She had a little jab going, you know what I mean? A little something going. And Erin's striking is terrible. So I just don't know how this is going to play out. It's not worth betting. But I'll probably ride with Erin, even though I really want Tracy to win.
All right, next up, we've got Roman Kopylov versus RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez. Rodriguez is minus 166 with Kopylov at plus 140. This is a striker's delight, man. I can't wait. What do you think?
Yeah, this is going to be a banger. What's funny is you look at these pictures and you would think RoboCop is so much older than Roman, but he's not. RoboCop's actually a year younger. Like, what? It's just so funny when if you would show someone their pictures, you'd be like, oh yeah, that guy's like 42. Roman looks like he's like 30.
20.
Yeah. It's so funny. I got RoboCop. I am a little concerned from a betting point of view. I don't think he's not going to be able to do any cage work or any type of grappling with Roman. Roman's coming off that loss to Paulo Costa. A lot of people weren't expecting. So I'm feeling like he's going to come out wanting that win and getting back to where he was. I'm definitely big on Robo. He's just got that power and he just makes it happen, man. But Roman is not to be played with at the same time. He's got power too. He knows how to win fights. He's got some good wins, but not super impressive wins. You know what I mean? But he doesn't have bad losses. Anthony Hernandez, Paulo Costa. A lot of people have lost.
It's like,
people.
yeah, the best fighters in the world.
Yeah. RoboCop did look good against Jack, and that's a good aged win. I do think I'm going to stay with RoboCop. I'm hoping he comes in that prime, big man, just take over the cage, kind of applies that pressure, gets that big punch. I don't see this going to decision, even though I know Roman doesn't really get like knocked out or anything like that. But I think RoboCop has the potential to do that. But what worries about me too is Robo be gassing out sometimes.
He gets chinned a lot.
He gasses and he chins, so it worries me a bit. From, like I said, betting point of view,
I'm taking Roman. I'm taking Roman Kopylov.
It's not bad, man. And God, you make me want to switch. He's just coming off that loss, and I just have this feeling it just rubbed him the wrong way. I think a lot of people expected him to win that fight, and he didn't. When was that fight? It was only 3 months ago. So he's coming back. Same thing with RoboCop. He's coming back after 4 months. Both these guys did not take any time off their fights, maybe a couple weeks. Then they were right back probably in the gym, having to do a training camp. You know what? I think I'm going to go with Roman with you. I think he's going to make a little comeback.
Yeah, I feel like I have to. Like, I see RoboCop winning like the first 8 minutes and just getting chinned while pressuring against the fence.
Yeah, and has Roman been knocked out? He's never been knocked out. It's been
submitted decision.
Yeah. RoboCop's not about to submit him though. So yeah, I think Roman can I think he can win a decision here. I don't think he's going to finish RoboCop, but I think he can get a good decision win for this fight. Let's go with the dog.
All right. In the featured prelim, We've got Bo Nickel, Bot Nickel, shout out Bedtime MMA versus Rodolfo Vieira. Bo Nickel minus 235, Vieira plus 180. I think Bo Nickel's a lock here. Like, I think the powers that be want him to win. I don't care about, oh, Rodolfo's the best in the world at this, this, and this. It's like, I don't care. Like, he's good. I think Bo Nickel's good. And guess what? I think RDR is really good. I think RDR would beat Rodolfo Vieira. So it's just like one of those things. I think either Bo Nickel's going to chin him and be like, oh, the hype's back, or it's going to be a stinky decision. You know what I mean? Paul Craig-esque.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that, man. Every time I think about him, I just can't get this vision out of my head of Fluffy submitting him. And all week, all you hear about how amazing this guy's jiu-jitsu is. And then Fluffy's with his tongue out, submitting him in the second round. That image has not left my head, and it's going to stay there. I do think Bo Nickel is going to win. I think the wrestling cancels out the jiu-jitsu. He's a big guy.
This is going to be a striking match. I swear to God, This is going to be a striking match.
Which is going to be a very average striking match. I think Bo Nickel, it seems like he went kind of in a cave for a little bit. He's definitely done a handful of interviews after the whole loss, but he does seem a little bit more locked in for this. So, I imagine he wants to get on the White House card. I feel like if you have a White House card, you have to have Bo Nickel somewhere on there. American wrestler. Sure. So
pay-per-view opener. What are we talking about?
Yeah, so you got to get him on there. So I think, like you said, I think everyone wants him to win this. Get him on the White House card. Have an American fighter on there. So let's go Bo Nickel, and either by KO, or he might go out there and try to make a point and sub it. That'd be cool.
It would be interesting if he could do it. That'd be crazy.
Bo Nickel can do it. But Fluffy's
I think
so I don't know.
Fluffy's top tier. You know what I'm saying?
So different. But yeah, let's go Bo Nickel, American favorite.
Now for the pay-per-view opener, we've got Beneil Dariush, the Unk, taking on BSD Benoit Saint Denis. Benoit Saint Denis is the minus 215 favorite. Beneil is plus 164. Call me crazy. I think you might feel the same way. I think Beneil Dariush is about to get the job done here.
He definitely could pull off an upset. It wouldn't shock me. It's just he's taken a while off. I know he had those canceled fights. Yeah, I think he's going to cancel out Saint Denis wrestling. So I think you're just going to see Saint Denis just pushing hard to get that knockout. If he can't get it, I mean, I like to think Dariush wins, because when he can't get that knockout, he kind of depends on the grappling. And if, those two get canceled out, he's kind of in a bad spot. Kind of like with Dustin Poirier. He couldn't knock him out, couldn't grapple him, and then he just got popped. Dustin Poirier is not Dariush by any means, power-wise.
Dariush is better grappling than Dustin Poirier.
Exactly. But as far as power to kind of give him that back, I don't know if he has. But
I don't think he's got the striking bag, but I think he's got the power. You remember when he nuked Gamrot coming in? Just thunk.
I do remember that. And he's taken a while off. He hasn't fought since June. That's a good time to get healed up. Make sure you come in healthy.
MMA math.
Yeah.
Beat Moicano, who beat Benoit.
Yeah. Title run now. As much as I my mind wants to say Saint Denis, but my heart wants Dariush as a UFC. My heart wants Beneil to get another win. Getting old. What is he, like 37 now?
He's 36, bro.
It's weird how 35 and 36 are becoming a very normal age in fighting. Let's go with the underdog, man. Like I said, betting wise, I probably won't touch it, but let's go with Beneil to pull the episode off, man.
I love it. Next up, we've got Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. Same exact odds, minus 215 to Prates, plus 164 to Leon Edwards. Give me Carlos Prates' aura. The aura will carry him to another knockout victory over my most hated fighter. I hate Leon.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. Above John Jones?
No. John Jones is no fighter in my eyes. Okay, he's simply, he is King Vaughn of MMA. This is just fighters.
That's actually a hilarious reference. Yeah, this is a tough one for me, man, because I see those odds, and especially if Leon starts going up, it's going to be hard not to sprinkle him. This is a 3-round fight. I know Brady just dominated him, but Carlos isn't going to be grappling. You know what I mean?
Leon by submission or decision is gonna be the Green Goblin mask in the corner. Do it.
Dude,
Do it.
yeah, pretty much. I think
It's like I've seen you take down Usman. Fuck.
seriously though, I don't see how he doesn't want to come up, get Carlos against the ground. You know, look at what Ian Gary did, and do that for 3 rounds. He needs a win, man. Desperately needs a win. I love Carlos. He put on a show when we were in Chicago. That spinning elbow was disgusting. He, like you said,
The whole fight was disgusting.
tons of aura, but we can't forget Leon Edwards, his resume, what he's done. Sean Brady has looked really good, so I feel like we kind of expected that to a certain degree. Not maybe as dominant as it was, but kind of expected it. I think Leon's going to take the same approach Sean Brady took towards him, dominate him in the grappling aspect, and just grind out Carlos, edge out a decision, and Leon's back in the winning column. If Carlos loses to Leon, it's not a bad L. It's not a bad L. He'll bounce back in 4 months, knock some other guy out. He'll be right back where he is. He's not making a title run anytime soon. This guy's not fighting for the title. So
unless he knocks out Leon Edwards, and oh fuck, he's right there.
Yeah.
He knocks out Leon Edwards, fights the winner of Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. You're looking at a title shot.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that. But I think Sean Brady would grapple the fuck out of him.
Well, I think we both know we're going with Carlos Prates. And speaking of Sean Brady versus Michael Morales, grappling the fuck out of somebody, I think Sean Brady's going to grapple the fuck out of Michael Morales.
Really bad, bro. Really, he's not going to do any of that trading that Gilbert Burns is trying to do. I think
Morales could just chin him instantly if they decide to do the little dance thing. If Brady goes out there, man, on a mission for a takedown, he's going to get him down and he will submit him.
I just think Brady's looked so good since that Bilal loss. I think that woke him up. He seems like he changed. He seems so... I've been following him on social media for a while. We got a lot of similar tattoos, so I've always liked him because of that. But he just looks so locked in. He's training all the time. You know, he's not... And not that Morales is distracted by, you know, life.
Bilal was the champ. Bilal's really fucking good.
And why I say that, too, and not say that Blau has hands by any means. You know, Blau hit him like 20 times in the face in a row, and it still didn't drop him. You know what I mean? Like, he just took it. He was just covering up and not doing anything about it was the problem. Yeah, I think Sean Brady, by decision, is a lock. I don't think he subs or knocks Morale out. And I'd have to go back and watch Morale, some of his grappling defense, if he's gone against even people who do grapple.
He did. He went against Gilbert Burns, knocked him out immediately. Yeah. Like before that, though, not really. And the other thing was and with Brady, it's like I think Brady is chinnable, but I think he's so dominant in the grappling. Like he beat Craig Jones in a grappling match. Yeah. Craig Jones is the one he's the savior of Jack Della. He's gonna get Jack Della out of these bad positions.
And honestly, theoretically, if Islam wins, I don't think I'd rather see anyone else fight him besides Sean Brady at that weight class.
I would agree. I would love to see Sean Brady fight Islam, but if Islam wins, it's going to be Ian Gary versus if he beats Bilal or Kamaru Usman or some bullshit that Ali has his hands in.
Very true. You know, everyone, I see them trying to promote that Usman stuff like online. They're pushing that hard.
They're pushing it.
I think Usman needs another win to make that happen. You had 3 straight losses, not bad ones by any means, but you still had 3 straight losses.
But 3 in a row. Motherfucker can't fight for a title.
Bilal's never gonna fight Islam. They're not gonna fight each other. So might as well throw that away. What do you have? Buckley up there? That's a joke.
Buckley's cooked.
Ian Gary. Joke. I think Sean Brady's the best matchup for Islam. I think he goes out there and takes away that guy's 0. There's no way you deny him. Even if he goes against Jack, still great matchup.
I would love to see Islam versus Sean Brady versus Shavkat versus Ian. Like, I think these are fun fights.
I think he destroys Ian.
I don't know. Ian's huge.
Ian knows jiu-jitsu, though. Where Sean is wrestling and jiu-jitsu. It's just different. You know what I mean? The takedown, he has real takedowns. Ian's like
Islam would get him down,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like just
But he
him
gets
on the
back
back foot.
but I think like Brady gets back up. But the problem
I think Brady's chasing the takedown.
I agree. Especially against Shaq. Because I don't think his striking's there.
Oh, for sure against Jack.
I think his striking has been evolving, but it's still not at that level yet.
I think Brady is the best grappling in welterweight by a mile. I think like no matter who's in there, including Islam, like he is going to be chasing takedowns. He's like, why change what I do against someone who's supposed to be the best grappler in the world? It's like I hate to say I beat Craig Jones. Craig Jones is fucking 6'5", has long ass arms and legs. He's 205er. It's like he can, and he smushed him. You think he can't smush Islam? Like that's his thoughts, I think. Like,
and a lot of people don't realize how big of a deal it is to beat Craig Jones in a grappling match.
he's the second best grappler of all time.
I mean, people don't. If you're not into the grappling scene and jiu-jitsu scene, you have no idea. Besides when Craig Jones has helped Volk, it's probably the first time a lot of people heard about him. But if you don't know, Craig Jones is that guy. People aren't just out here submitting him or doing anything. That he is the real deal jiu-jitsu guy. It's Gordon Ryan, Craig Jones. You know what I mean?
And that's it. Those are the top two ever.
Yeah.
Like I'll say no-gi because there's obviously gi people, whatever. But like
true.
No-gi.
Yeah.
MMA grappling, number 2 at all time.
Super impressive. But yeah, let's go Sean Brady. I think he's going to want to try to chase a finish. I'm just interested to see the defense of Morale and if he's going to give him any openings for a sub or anything like that. But my heart tells me probably grind out a decision. I think Morale's going to get up once or twice. But I'm thinking decision, but man, I think Brady's going to push for that sub because he has to do something to seal the title, that title match. He's got to do something. I mean, taking away the 0 is a big deal. But
he has to finish him.
But yeah,
take away
solidify it. He really's got to finish him because then, yeah, there's no question about it. Then
he like best case scenario for Brady, in my opinion, he faces some adversity. Morales hurts him. Then he gets him down. Then he submits him 4 to 7 minutes into the fight. Shows he can beat it. Shows he can go and get the finish. Islam, where are you? Like some shit like that.
100%. He 100% should. Because I think he beats Usman. I think he beats Buckley. And I think, honestly, if he had a chance to fight Bilal, I don't think he wants to fight Bilal again and even risk that. But I think
it's a good fight.
I think it'd be a good fight. But yeah, Sean Brady all the way. Let's go by decision.
Next up in the co-main event for the women's flyweight championship, we have the reigning champion Valentina Shevchenko versus the strawweight champion Zhang Weili. Boy, I love Zhang Weili. She's my little Chinese queen. But everything, my gut and my brain are telling me that Valentina Shevchenko is going to win a 48-47 decision or win by vicious head kick knockout. And it's making me sad because I want Weili to win, but I think Shevchenko is going to get the job done as like the minus 130 favorite. Yeah, minus 130 favorite, Weili plus 102.
Yep, it's so funny, man, because you think about Valentina, and she's not young. She's 37, about to be 38 soon. But she's been fighting in the UFC forever. I feel like since I've been like a UFC fan, she's been fighting. Like she's been the champion of this division since it was made. Yeah, I mean, she's just been around for so long. Well, maybe not that long, but she's been around a long time. She came in 2015. Her second fight in the UFC was Amanda Nunes, that poor woman. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was close. But you just feel like she's older than she is, but Weili's only a year younger. That's what I'm saying. I think Weili's a year younger. I think she's going to be strong at 25. But and I think she's going to take a grappling approach. And I think the biggest thing is Shevchenko's been going to a lot of really close decisions. Really close. And I think she's just going to go to another one. Like I think Weili's going to win 2 rounds. Like I think she's going to be like, oh shit, she's almost got it. And then Valentina wins it close round 5 per usual. Yeah. Stays at home. Yep. No, Honestly, what I'm hoping for is the Valentina Shevchenko to win. Amanda Nunes beats Kayla. I know you don't like that, but and then we get the third title fight at the White House, and it's the goat, the ultimate goat. I mean, honestly, if Kayla won, it'd still be a big fight. But I think Kayla would just be so much bigger than Valentina. So I that doesn't excite me as much as Nunes versus Valentina. I think Valentina decision, and I wouldn't be surprised if she talks about going for the finish every fight, but don't be surprised if you have kind of like, because even though Wei Lee's tank is actually really good, but don't be surprised if you have like a 5th round, 4th round submission. I don't think she's gonna knock her out, but I wouldn't be surprised if she just kind of catches her on one of those takedowns and just kind of slips underneath her neck. 9 times out of 10, probably decision, but a late submission by Valentina wouldn't shock me too much.
See, I think if anything, it would be TKO or decision for Valentina, and I think it would be if Wei Lee's going to win is by submission, by taking her down and outgritting her.
Because what I see, because we see her do this, Valentina can chin people, but it doesn't knock them out. It drops them. And what I can
And they pop right back up.
They pop right back up, or she has them against the cage and they slowly kind of get up. But I can see her chinning Wei Lee, and then as Wei Lee's getting up, she just kind of does one of those trips. She's really good and just snatches her back, kind of like how Grasso did to her. To be honest with you,
take a page out of her book,
literally. So Valentina all the way.
All right, now the main event of the evening. Jack Della Maddalena taking on Islam Makhachev. Jack Della plus 215 underdog. Islam the minus 290 favorite. Big fight, big feels. Jack Della's gonna knock this man out.
I don't know about all that, but man, such a great fight. I really like Jack. I love that he dethroned Bilal. I am a Bilal hater, even though he's from Chicago. I just don't like his personality in any type of fashion. And I hate how he acts like he runs Chicago. Chicago does not know.
Bro,
this
you gotta
man.
check in. Bro, you gotta check in.
Yeah. I will never forget this. I watched Bilal's title fight at a bar in downtown Chicago. Nobody was rooting for him. I swear to God. I was blown away. Nobody was rooting for that man when he got beat up. Anyway, great fight. I mean, if Jack can pull this off, I mean, I don't know who beats him, to be honest with you. When I look at this fight, obviously, and you see Craig Jones is on, helping Jack. He's big on these Australian guys and helping them defeat the Dagestanis. Like he just has like an ultimate hate for the Dagestanis. And there's been times, there's Dagestani fighters, everybody knows I was preying on Ankalaev's downfall. Preying on it. Witchcraft, everything I did to make sure he lost. And it worked. But
It worked.
I can say though, Islam is the most likable Dagestani fighter ever. It's not hard.
He's very likable.
It's not hard to like Khabib, but Islam is just hilarious if you actually watch some of his interviews.
He's just a nice guy.
Yeah, if you watch how he interacts with like DC and just random people, he's hilarious. I look at these resumes. The resumes speak so loud. When you look at Jack, you see, okay, in the last 2 years, let's run it down. Randy Brown, decent win, nothing crazy. Basal, honestly, I'm not impressed by that. Kevin Holland, not super impressed because he's kind of had some diversity. He should have been finishing Kevin, to be honest with you. Gilbert Burns, not super impressive, man, because Gilbert was giving him a little bit of problem for a second. Not really, though. And then you have Bilal. I think everyone was kind of impressed with the Bilal. The most impressive match was the Bilal one. He made Bilal look like he was not the champion, and it was super impressive. Out of all his fights, that is definitely top tier. But then you look at Islam. Let's look at the last 3 years. Charles Oliveira, Alex, Volkanovski again, Dustin Poirier, then Moricano. That's a fill-in. We don't really count that. It's just like you look at those resumes and you're like, who has the most experience? Obviously he has all these he's not going always 5 rounds, but he's got that, round experience. He showed a lot of grit with that Dustin Poirier fight because I was worried for him for a little bit, man. Dustin Poirier, that was one of his best championship fights, Dustin. I give him a lot of credit. He just, that fifth round got the best of him. A little bit of an age difference. You know, Jack's got a 3-inch reach. I'm not sure how much that's going to play a super advantage to. A little bit younger, nothing crazy. I mean, Islam's Russian, so he's basically like 32. I can't go against Islam, man. The resume, he's defeated all of my favorite fighters. Like literally every fighter I've adored in the lightweight division, he finished them. So I have to give him that respect. And if he would have finished Bilal, I think I may have had him in a higher regard. You know what I mean? Because that would have been huge. He still beat the fuck out of him. That Islam resume is just too hard to ignore. The background's too hard to ignore. The dedication that these men have from the Dagestan, and especially the expectation Khabib has of him. And really, you know, Khabib's obviously not fighting. So when you think about that top fighter at the gym that's supposed to represent everybody, it's Islam. And he just carries that. And it's just, they just don't, that's their life. You know, that's all they know. And it's just so hard to go against that, especially how.
Here's my biggest problem with the resumes, right?
Let's hear it.
It's like, I feel like Islam's entire career, besides Charles Oliveira and Alex Volkanovski, has been hand-picked, and Arman, hand-picked stylistic matchups the whole way through. It's like Leo Kuntz, not that good. Like, he was 17-1-1 at the time, but 19-4, ended up losing easy, lost 3 times after this fight, loses to Martins, okay. His next couple fights, Chris Wade, bomb. Nick Lentz, pretty good win, 5'7". Gleison Tebow, good win, 40. Kajan Johnson, 66% win rate, not great.
But we're not worried about that. We're not worried about those. We're worried about these runs recently. You know what I mean?
I'm getting to 2021 from, let's say, from when Jack Della was in the UFC, from Islam was in the UFC.
Okay.
Drew Dober, pure striker, stylistic matchup that was really well for Islam. Took him a long time to get him. Took him 11 minutes.
I agree.
Thiago Moises. Everybody runs through Thiago Moises. Took Islam 20 minutes. Also, for both of them, 5'8". Next one, Dan Hooker, big guy, 5'11". Grappling deficiency.
That was impressive. How easily he did that was super impressive. I will give him that.
Super impressive. Super impressive. But we've also seen that's his biggest deficiency.
Yeah.
So got cooked there. Bobby Green, not supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
Charles Oliveira, his best win for sure. That's, in my opinion, his best win. Just dominated him.
I agree.
From here, his last 4, Alex Volkanovski, he won 3 rounds. He didn't win that fight. I don't care what people say. Street rules, Volk wins that fight. He was cooked. Islam was cooked. But here's my biggest takeaway just in general. Volk, Poirier, Moicano. Moicano fucking dropped him immediately. And then he subbed him. Okay, whatever. Dustin Poirier's 5'8". Volkanovski's 5'5". Charles Oliveira's 5'10" and skinny. King Green's 5'8". Dan Hooker's a big guy, skinny as a twig. Moises is 5'8". Dober's 5'8". Sarukian's 5'8". Tebow's 5'8". Nick Lentz is 5'8". My thing, and they're all strikers. All of them are pure strikers, besides Moicano, who knocked him down, not a pure striker. And you could say Oliveira subbed him, but he was ready to grapple. Everybody else, pure striker. You go to Jack Della Maddalena. I feel like he has had, even though the name value isn't great, he's had specialists in every category, and he's passed every test. Now, maybe it's not as dominant. Pete Rodriguez, super powerful boxer, knocked him out first round. Ramazan Ameev, great grappler, had him in some tricky positions, got out, TKO'd him in the first round. Danny Roberts, really good English kickboxer, knocked him out in the first round. Randy Brown, 6'4", long, fast, great striker, knocked him down and subbed him in the first round. Basil Hafez, grappler, tough fight, not a split, shouldn't have been a split decision. He lost round 1. He beat the shit out of him round 2 and 3. Same with Kevin Holland, shouldn't have been a split. Super long, super lanky, good neck chokes. Good striker, beats him. Gilbert Burns is the bad look. Old, unk. He was down. Gilbert Burns was winning round 1. He won round 2. Was winning round 3. Now, to Jack's credit, had a broken forearm. That shit was cooked. Gets out in round 3, grits it out, knees him in the face, and TKOs him. Bad performance. insane grit, and great comeback. Then he just beat the ever-living fuck out of Bilal Muhammad, who was a pure wrestler, and I think the closest thing he could have possibly fought to in Islam, bar the chokes. And he's passed every single test. And he's 5'11", he's thick, he's 200 pounds, great boxing. I think he's Islam's weakness.
But I would say, though, too, while you do make some solid points, like I said, the Gilbert Burns one's definitely aged terribly.
That one scares me.
But when you think about like Kevin Holland, okay, he's a big striker, but like Kevin Holland is never been a top 10 fighter. He hangs in the top 20. He really dominates new people coming in or old vets. You know what I mean? And he's not serious all the time. I mean, we've watched that unfortunately, I love Kevin Holland, but unfortunately, he's just not serious all the time. Once he's losing, he's lost. He doesn't try to get back in the fight. And that's what kind of happened. Like I said, I do like the diversity against Gilbert Burns. Go look at Gilbert Burns' resume. It's red. It's red, man. There's a lot of red. Not saying that it still didn't show heart.
To be fair, Jack Della was he was the first one of the downfall, besides the Bilal fight injury.
But I would say the somewhat adversity Islam went with Dustin Poirier is way more impressive than the Gilbert Burns diversity. And any day of the year, I'm going to pick Dustin Poirier to absolutely destroy Gilbert Burns. Absolutely destroy. I mean, send him to the Shadow Realm. Literally send him to the Shadow Realm.
Take them both a year ago. That's a tough fight. I think if you send them both back a year ago, that's a tough fight.
No. Dustin
Gilbert's huge.
Yes, but he can't take punches. I mean, we realized that when he fought Usman. He gets touched and
yeah, but Dustin Poirier, as good as Dustin Poirier is, he's 5'8". Like okay. All these guys are awesome, but they're as tall as me. They're shorter than me. I'm a small guy. Volkanovski's up to my neck, and he beat the shit out of Islam. Yeah. I think the combo of Volk being in Jack's corner on the team with Craig Jones with his funky freestyle.
About wars, we got to talk about that Dustin Poirier, Dan Hooker. I mean, fuck, like. Just crazy wars, you know what I mean?
Pure striking, no grappling.
That's true.
He jumped one gilly and Dan Hooker said it, put him out.
No, but I think I'm going to stick with my Islam. I think Jack's moving up is just going to be a problem regardless who he's fighting. I just believe in the Islam camp. I believe in the dedication. There's a reason he's pound for pound. And if you want to talk about aura and just all that, Jack has some, but he doesn't have Islam's aura. That's just my opinion. It's a different type of aura. I will say that. It's a way different type of aura. Jack has that nonchalant, not serious aura. And Islam's that super serious, but kind of funny guy. You can't mess with him. You know what I mean? Like,
final arguments for Jack Della. Islam's on a 15-fight win streak. Jack Della's on an 18-fight win streak. Islam has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not even going to count that. He has way more finishes for sure. But Jack Della has way more knockouts. Jack Della is a scrambler. Jack Della has the size, the speed, the boxing. He's going to chin Islam in the third round. I believe in my boy.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? And this isn't a good comparison at all, so please don't laugh at me. It just reminds me of when we were talking about Chimaev and DDP. You know what I mean? Everyone kind of feels like, he's got that wrestling. He's dominant. He wins all of his fights. But DDP just somehow wins. He's beaten these guys somehow. He's won these decisions. He's the champion. But he's gonna defend those takedowns. You know what I mean? He's gonna make it gritty. And it just feels like kind of that, and it's not a great comparison, but it just feels like the same vibes where everyone keeps talking about how Islam's not going to be able to take him down. He's going to get back up. And that might be the case. But at some point, Islam is going to really get him down, just like Volk. You know what I mean? Craig Jones did Volk's both of his fights. We got to remember that. So same training, and I will pick Volk over Jack all day in the year. But
I just think it was like he didn't have any adversity on the ground, though. He got finished on the feet. And if you're thinking of who you're taking on the feet, I'm taking Jack Della over Volk all day long.
I do agree with that. That's not, I will say, I do think Jack's boxing is definitely a level above Islam's for sure. I also feel like Islam did good against Dustin, who, I mean, you could say has top 10 boxing all time in UFC, to be honest with you. And the power. I mean, there's a reason he had gash and stuff on his head. He was taking those hits. He was eating them. But I feel I understand why everyone's picking Jack, and a lot of times I would go with it. But it just feels like everyone just wants Islam to lose. You know what I mean? It feels like one of those things. And I respect. There's got to be a reason Islam's moving up. You know what I mean? He's not doing it just to do it. Something in Khabib's camp said, I think we can pull that off. You know what I mean?
Thing is to separate himself from Khabib. But my biggest thing is we had a goat of the sport who got brutally finished by a Russian on a crazy win streak. And we have a humble boxer looking to avenge his friend, his coach from the land down under. The undefeated Russian has got to go.
And you said KO, right?
KO.
Okay. I
TKO. For real, how I think it goes is they're going to be going in the pocket like a crazy exchange, and like Jack just like they're swinging, hitting. Jack throws like a southpaw lead hook and just clips him, spins his shin, doesn't knock him out, but he's like, oh fuck, and falls over. Boom, 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 boom. Follows up a bunch. TKO. Islam complains.
I could definitely see where like Islam shoots. It's not a good shot. He kind of gets back up, and as he's backing off, Jack kind of catches him, kind of on the edge of the chin, like barely, and it drops him.
And just like,
yeah, it just drops him. I could definitely see that opportunity for him 100%. I am going to go Islam decision. I don't think he's going to submit Jack. It's not impossible by any means, but I do think it's going to be, I think the Craig Jones training is going to work out. I mean, you saw how he defended Bilal. I don't like to compare Bilal to Islam, even though I know he went to Dagestan and trained with them for a little bit, blah, blah, blah. He didn't grow up around Khabib. You know what I mean? It's not the same. He wasn't trained by the father.
Grew up in these streets.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah. So we're going to have to agree to disagree. You're big on Jack TKO. I'm thinking Islam decision.
I love it.
What's your lock of the card?
Ooh. My lock of the card and my underdog of the card, doubling up, doubling down. Give me Jack Della Maddalena.
Yeah, ballsy pick. I love it. I'm going to go with my lock of the week, and I'm going off value too. I don't want to give people a minus 400 lock of the week. I hate when people do that. I'm going to go with Sean Brady as my lock of the week because I really, unless he just gets shinned terribly, which I pray doesn't happen for him, because I really want to see him go for the title. I think he's got it. So Sean Brady is the lock of the week. And then I'm going to pick Chepe as my dog of the week. Not a super value dog, but dog nonetheless. And yeah.
I love it. I think a special pick of the week as well, I'll do Malcolm Wellmaker. I think he's going to chin Cody Head. And my two boys, my two dogs getting it done.
And good odds. Minus 140, minus 150, depending on what odds you're looking at. I think it's a great pick.
I love it.
All right.
That does it for this episode of MMA Control. Tune in next week. Tune in on Instagram, UFC 322. Big week. Next week, UFC Qatar. Another big week. Let's go.
Absolutely. Take it easy, my man.